Hi, everyone.
Hi, welcome.
Welcome to Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Well, we've had an interesting couple days. Lots of little computer glitchy stuff, but some good stuff too, we think. We'll see how it works today.
No biggie.
We think we'll have a better focus for our cards as they come out here on the other camera.
Earlier today I was remarking somewhere that we're blessed and cursed. Because we just muddle through things mostly, and then months, weeks, whatever later we find out like, you could have been doing this and it could have been this.
We are not technophobes, but we are not technology oriented per se. So, it's always a challenge, and there are things maybe we should have done earlier that later we realize, shoot, why didn't we think of that? So at any rate, it's just one of those situations.
Like, for example...
Uh-oh. What do you got, Mr. O?
Bam! We figured out how to focus this camera. Therefore, I give you the High Priestess from one of the decks I'm using today. Does it look great?
He just couldn't wait to show that off.
Absolutely.
And hey, Patton, welcome back. I see you and Merwin do not want readings today. That's okay. We're finishing up our 1 year anniversary today. And by the way, everybody, somebody in our chat has a birthday coming up soon, before our next live stream at least. So let's all say happy birthday to Merwin.
Hi, Merwin. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Patton. It's been a trip. And for those of you who haven't been joining us recently, by December 31st, I will be joining Mr. O in retirement. I'm retiring from 45 years in libraries.
I'm going back to work. What are you talking about?
That's right. And if you've missed that, he got a part-time, very, very part-time job that he's going to be doing in a library.
Oh, you had to throw that part in there, very part-time. It was not pleasing that I took a job with only 15 hours.
You're welcome, Merwin. We appreciate you.
You're very welcome, Merwin. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, today I have for the collective, this is like getting to be the end of summer. I'm changing my backgrounds for the card of the day on Twitter and Facebook. I'm in the process of that. And so, saying goodbye to summer, I thought I'd bring out one more time my fairy book, my fairy deck by Claire Namad. And we'll do a reading for the collective from that. Fairies just seem very spring and summery to me. I know there's winter fairies as well, but just seems that way to me.
Sunman is in fine form, looking for his spot.
Yeah, that will be the only trick with trying to keep our camera focused there. Hey, Esoterics, welcome, welcome.
Howdy.
Good to see you. We'll get you on the list. All right, so let me get Mr. O in a minute to pull this card for the collective. And this can be read upright or reversed, but you can't really tell from which is which here with this deck.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
I love a challenge.
But you pulled it upright anyway, didn't you?
The Fairy of the 9 Gifts.
Beautiful.
Let's put that there.
Yeah. Oops. You didn't have to hold it that close. We're good. We're good. Doesn't it look much better than it did? We were all blurred and out of focus there. I think it's working pretty good.
Go ahead and do the reading.
Yep. Hey, Angel. Welcome, welcome. I'm about to do the card for the collective. Angel Rivera is here. And so the card for the collective is this fairy, the Fairy of the 9 Gifts. This sounds pretty good to me. Number 9 and all. So let's see what that's about. Is there a number on that card? Yes, it's number 18. What is 8 and 1? 9. Interestingly enough. Nicely done, Claire. Okay, so the lesson of this card, it's a water. There goes Sunny. The element is water. And the lesson of the card is to open your heart to receive the gifts that are to be showered on you. Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. and let your delight stimulate your desire to give to others. Whatever comes to you will be a manifestation of your soul's deepest desire. So, the key word of this card is hope. The attainment of your heart's desire is near. The deepest longing of your soul concerns a spiritual hunger which will be consummated with a unique nourishment crafted by this fairy and her co-worker, your guardian angel. Prepare for her wonderful act of baptism, for the fairy of the 9 gifts will continue to baptize you throughout your life and will always pour her gifts into your lap. I love this. Remember that sometimes her greatest offerings are given through a veil of darkness. The fairy of darkness was rejected at the princess's christening in the tale of Sleeping Beauty, although she had the most precious gift to give, the princess's lover. Perhaps if we learn not to hate and refuse the dark fairy's gifts, difficulty and sorrow, we will not have to wait 100 years for our prince. So that's the card for the collective today. Oh, you got to go spray. You got to spray the building down or the... Yeah. Crazy times, Angel. My day is coming. I'm going back in. I'm the first one in my department to go back. Well, I'm sure my boss has been going back. Next Tuesday is my first day, so can't wait till I see. I hear there's a lot of cataloging waiting for me. So anyway, another thing, just for Casey and some others who have not been able to see this silly contraption here that I was given by a friend of ours. It looks like a little bingo cage full of little balls in it. And so, Mr. O, do you have a question for my little, what are we calling it, Banshees?
We're calling it the Beach Banshee Bingo.
Say that 3 times fast.
In honor of that tradition of all those beach blanket movies way back in American culture.
But this friend of ours found this at a yard sale. So what is your question, Mr. O?
Oh, my goodness. What is my question?
Come on.
Will any other cat join us on the set or table today?
All right, it's going to come out. There we go. Well, oh God, can you...
A little bit back. There you go. Tip it too, because it's in shadow.
Talk to the hand. I didn't quite get it right. Talk to the hand, or maybe in this case, the paw.
Hi, Divine. You only missed our beginning. We're still doing our usual patter.
Welcome, Divine. We'll get you on the list. And is there anything we have to announce before we go forward? We were doing a giveaway today. Did you bring that?
Yes, that's right. As mentioned previously, we're doing giveaways. And today's show, we are giving away a new, only looked at briefly by the owner, the Feng Shui Tarot, which is a very nice set. It's got a booklet. It's got a reading.
It's got a sheet you can lay out for reading. So it's got a reading, what do you call it, template? And then it's got a little booklet too, right?
Right, there's a little booklet in the card set itself.
Yeah.
Now, normally we were doing these giveaways as everyone's in the chat room, and then we generate a number towards the end of the show through a random generator on a computer. And we pick the number, and we have done that for several readings, which we're giving to people.
Now.
But this item is going to involve shipping, and we're going to have to limit it to just the continental states. We're really sorry we can't do
Not
this
yet, anyway.
necessarily for some of the nice folks who visit us from the UK or Europe
India.
or Britain. All that. So we will, instead, if they're the winner, we'll offer them another free reading.
We might offer a small reading to you instead if it's one of you guys who win. So, and maybe we'll draw another till we find somebody from the U.S. who could win.
Yes,
that.
Merwin, it really is a nice set. We have our own, actually. This was given to me by a librarian I worked with, one of my New Age librarian friends at the library that I retired from. She opened it and looked at it.
Angel I think you missed the beginning of our show, Angel. We figured out how to focus it now.
No, he did make a comment earlier.
Okay.
It probably wasn't the best card for clarity. But yeah, he did notice it. But yeah, it really is a lot better. She helped.
Anyway, so let's see. I think I have Divine You as the last. Let me go through the list. And let's see. We have Angel Mary. We'll also talk about our cards, but let's go through the list first. Angel Mary, Gaurav, Acel, YOLO. Patton does not want a reading. Sonali. Merwin is just here for the show. KC, Esoterics, Angel Rivera, and Divine.
And before we get started, I was just going to say, Merwin, this was really one of the people that I will miss the most. Yeah, I see that. This is one of the friends I will miss the most because she was very new age oriented, and so we had a lot of acceptance for each other's paths. And we had a little button that another friend gave me called something about Mercury retrograde. It was a funny thing, like, Mercury's retrograde. And so we would pass it back and forth to us for each Mercury retrograde as a talisman. It's your turn to have the talisman. Okay, it's your turn. So when I left there, a couple months ago, I gave it to her permanently.
Blah, blah, blah.
Ah! It's my touching story. It's a soul
his
story.
Touching story.
It's a soul story.
And, we did have the deck already, so we're able to pass it on to somebody else who might be able to use it, which is kind of nice. We like that. So, we're going to go through the decks. I have mine out, so I might as well go first. Let's see how one of my wonderful cards looks here. I have the Knight of Wands from the Everyday Witch Tarot with a wonderful artwork of Elizabeth Alba.
Looks
and
beautiful.
Deborah Blake wrote the book. And then, of course, boy, I'm having all court cards here. I've got the wonderful Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. Just beautiful. And now it'll look really nice, huh? And then because it's going to be September, why not bring out the old Golden Girls Tarot again? And, I don't know why I think of old people in September. And finally, and there's no name associated with this that I could find, but there was a company name. It's kind of strange. I'm going to look that up more. And finally, we have Cyril Marchetti's Gilded Reverie Lenormand Expanded Edition. Once more. I think I'm going to switch that up next week, and guess what? September's so close to Halloween, I may just start using my new Halloween Lenormand, which I think will be very cool.
So I have another A.G. Muller deck, the Adrian Tarot. This one is the Queen of Wands. It's a nice deck. It has a lot of interesting little symbols on it. And then I also have the Vampire Tarot. And that one is the Five of Cups.
I like that one. Very, very moody.
And then finally, once again, for any relationship questions, possibly, I have the Mermaid Tarot, and that one is the Tower.
But as we know, since we get so many relationship questions, he's not going to hog with his decks all night. That's just a matter of...
contraire, Banshee.
And very soon, just to get under his skin, I'm going to be starting to use my new Rock and Roll Tarot. Well, it's an older deck, but I found it on Game Crafter and thought, I have to have that.
So it's not like you're going to be under my wheels, honey.
No.
Alice Cooper, sorry.
Okay, that... Well, I'm glad you clarified that, Mr. O. So... All right, so I went through the list, or did I not? I went through the list. So, what?
We're on Angel.
Angel Mary, you are first. Hey, January, you want to be on the list?
Hi, January.
It's not super long, but you're at the bottom.
And we have a giveaway today, too, January girl.
Yeah, January girl.
Okay.
Project of Making Scarves.
What deck would we use? Do you want to open or shall I?
Do you want to do a yes/no first,
sure.
And then?
Okay, we'll use my Adrian.
Yeah, let's see what the cards are saying. If it looks positive. Yep, we've got you on the list, January, and there's a deck giveaway today. It is for people who live in the U.S., but we might substitute a reading if you do not live in the U.S. because we're still experimenting with our readings. And there is going to be a Facebook and Twitter reading giveaway very soon. Might be announced tonight, as a matter of fact. Of course, I haven't run any of this by Mr. O.
Mr. O and Sunman are having a communing moment here.
Here you go.
Alrighty. I'll let you do the poll.
All right. All right, JG.
This is for Angel Mary.
Okay. What was that?
What was what?
Never mind. Figured it out.
Oh, what was the card?
Mm-hmm.
I like using decks that are confusing.
Yes, you apparently do. And okay, okay. First off, Angel Mary, it's not a definite no. It's leaning towards no. And what we have here.
And that's the first part of the question.
Yeah. And what we have here is judgment. And ironically enough, justice. And they're both upright. And so I'm wondering here if it's a matter of balancing things. Are you really able to, put it all together to make this project work? And are you really it sounds like you're into it heart and soul, but oftentimes the judgment card is about what you sow, you reap. And it's funny, aren't you talking about sewing or making scarves? So, it is saying, it's going to depend highly on how motivated and how much effort you're going to put into this project.
While it said maybe leaning towards no, I see some caveats here in the sense that the judgment card to me would also say there's something you would learn from here. This is about a lesson being learned too. It may be a higher lesson, but it may be a lesson just about being that own person, that entrepreneur, that kind of person.
So I think you've got to make sure you have your ducks in a row on this one in order to make it work. What?
Is that the final card?
No, those were the two. This is the ace.
Oh, I got you. Sorry.
Yeah. I could have put the ace out there.
Gotcha.
So what do we need to explore further? Do we need to...
Okay, well, if no, what kind of project?
Okay, let's
so
see
we
if
could
there's...
do a general 3-card?
Let's see if there's another here. Take these back.
Okay.
We'll use one of mine. We'll use the witches.
So it was leaning towards no, so we'll take that as like maybe a suggestion here for a different project for a business.
Either that or let's see if it suggests what you need to do to make it a success. Because it wasn't a definite no.
That's true.
So I'm wondering here...
So we're doing it with that intent.
Yeah. Let's just do that, Angel, because I have a feeling, the door is open still. And just because something is hard or has obstacles does not mean it's not worth doing.
There is that. And maybe that plays into the idea about lessons you might learn. Because it's not just like, oh, you're going to learn this lesson. It's really about a life lesson that you could be learning here too. Something very important could be learned here. And Sunman, I love you to pieces, but you are just a big obstacle in my shuffling cards here.
I see your question there, Gaurav. We'll get to you as soon as we're done with Angel Mary.
Hi, Gaurav.
You can leave it up there. I think we'll be able to find it.
Yeah, you don't have to delete it, and we won't ask you again for that. Alrighty. Whoa.
Well, I know
slippery when wet, eh?
Can you cut them even? They are very slippery.
Mr. O has possibly had too much caffeine this morning. He's got a little jitter going on.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Okay. So we have the Knight of Swords here, and the Knight of Swords is upright. You can take that one. We have the Nine of Swords here, and the Nine of Swords is reversed. And then we have the Five of Wands, and that one is upright. I think what it's saying here to me is if you want to make this really take off, you're going to have to realize that there is a lot of competition, out there with selling products like that. So you have to really make yours unique. You're going to have to look for things that makes it stand out above the competition. The Nine of Swords reversed, indicates to me that you're up for you're up for a challenge. You might be moving from a period of uncertainty or worries that maybe, this isn't the right way to go, to kind of figuring it out. And the Knight of Wands upright just means that,
Swords. Oh, no, it is.
Oh, I'm sorry, it is swords, isn't it?
No, wait,
it's swords.
It is. You're
Sorry.
Right. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
He was on the broom, and I thought, broom, wands. I'm sorry. So the Knight of Swords indicates that, you have to be careful and make sure that you make smart decisions. Don't do things too swiftly without thinking them through. Make smart decisions that will ensure that you rise above this competition to success.
But that Knight of Swords also implies that you are leading with a lot of energy here, and that you are brave and you are willing to go in there and kind of try to do it, kind of survey it and go ahead and do it. And I think that also, too, with that Nine of Swords reversed, that may also be saying, too, that what you can offer may be something that you draw from the depths of your own experiences, whether good or bad. There is a slight implication that maybe there are things that are memories that may be played strongly in your emotions that you can bring to the situation. I'm not saying like do a scarf that has a picture from your past, but maybe that energy works with you. And I think Banshee's absolutely right, is that it is a field where there's a lot going on, perhaps. Men are wearing scarves like crazy too, fashionable, stylish ones. I have, but mine are really out of date. Anyway, I think it's just, the chances are good. You just got to work at it. It's really going to be, the amount you can put into it.
So I have the Home card in the Lenormand. And I have the Woman card. So what does this mean? It looks like, I assume that this is an operation or a project that you are going to be doing from your home. And it seems like you're ready for that. And that is kind of what you're looking for. So if you're wondering about, also any other projects that you may want to do, it seems like it is indicating a home business would be to your advantage.
Right. And so maybe that idea about what informs you from your past would work in that scenario too, that basically you have perhaps some really rich memories, some poignant memories, and some of that could inspire you to this idea of what it is you can make, what it is you can offer.
Yeah.
So that's what we have for you.
Yes, so good luck with that. Do keep us posted.
Yes, absolutely. Hi, Alma.
Hi, Alma. We'll get you on the list, and I'll go over the list in just a second now as we prepare for our next reading. So let's see. I want to look at Gaurav's reading real quick.
Okay, Shopi
You
is
want
mine
to use
regarding
your
you currently.
mermaids for
Yes.
that one?
We will use our mermaids.
Okay. You're very welcome, Angel Mary. Good luck. Keep us posted. Hey,
Good luck.
let us know when your scarves are available.
Yeah.
You're
We're
welcome.
fine, thank you.
Okay, let me go over the list so everybody knows where they are. We have Gaurav, Asel, Yolo, we have Sonali, we have KC, we have Esoterics, Angel Rivera, Divine You, January Girl, and Alma. And Merwin and Patton are joining our show, and everybody that's in the chat who is a U.S. citizen, or I'm sorry, living in the U.S. of A, that's all we care about, living in the U.S. of A, will be able to possibly have a chance to win this today.
Right, it's a Feng Shui Tarot. It was gifted to me by someone I worked with.
Short story.
A short story, and it has a wonderful little booklet, a little diagram to lay out to schedule the cards. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
And other stuff inside too. And we can only offer it to our viewers in the continental area because we're pretty sure.
I need to, Asel, you're going to be right after Gaurav. We're working on Gaurav right now.
Notice how I didn't glare at you as you interrupted me.
Well, that was kind of important.
Oh, okay.
And besides, you've told the story too much today.
I was trying to explain that we're not going to be able to ship a tarot overseas. We could only ship it regular mail in the continental U.S. states. So we will offer another reading, that we can do to anybody who wins who is not in the continental.
Hey, once we've got our business going and we're earning some income, I'm sure we'll have some giveaways that we will be happy to ship overseas as well.
We'll have more opportunity to do that.
More opportunities as time goes on. All right. Oh, did you shuffle?
Yes, I did.
Well, I cut them too.
It's okay.
You bet it is.
And maybe I didn't. Some viewers say, no, we were watching you, Mr. O. You didn't.
Because you blah, blah, blah. Well, no, it was okay, meant to be, because here we have the Two of Swords, and it is upright. We also have the Devil, and it is reversed. Is that showing up good there? Am I doing it okay?
I think it's showing up pretty well. This is one of those ones because it's a little bit of a softer focus.
It's a little softer focused deck.
Yeah.
And then we have the Queen of Chalices, and that's reversed. Okay, so you were asking basically
what is going on in Shopi's mind?
The girl's mind. She has some kind of, I don't know, her thoughts are kind of not in a good place right now. The Queen of Cups is reversed. She may have some unrealistic expectations, maybe, do you think?
She may have that. It may be, too, that maybe from that emotional, mental level, she's got some situations that are possibly concerning her, and maybe she's exaggerating how she feels about them. She's maybe giving them more credence than she needs to. Some of this is because, of course, she does have some decision to make. She's thinking about deciding something, and I don't know if that's about the other person that you've mentioned or thinking about you, perhaps. What's this one? And then there's the Devil reversed. And so the thing is that maybe a lot of this is about she's weighing options on what she will give up or what she won't give up in regards to you, perhaps.
I didn't see another person in the question. I was just double checking.
He's mentioned it before.
Oh, okay. So basically, I think there is a decision. It's almost as if it's decision time. And right now, there's a lot of mixed emotions, for sure, with that Queen reversed. The Devil card seems to be, I'm almost getting a feeling that she is going to make up her mind on something because there's a release here. She wants to be able to free herself from this dilemma that she's feeling.
I think the big problem is that maybe at the exact moment, she's just not confident enough that she feels she knows everything. She sort of feels she has the ability to make the decision, but she's not, or else if it's not what she is informed about, it's really if she's really informed about where her intentions really go. She's sort of a little bit of a stalemate, but there's a great deal of pressure or internal working, I'll call it that, to say that she needs to make this decision because it really is about a dramatic change. Letting something go for something else is what it looks like.
That's what, I'm going to do the Lenormand. I was trying to get this away, but apparently I am incapable. All right, here, take that.
Okay.
Let's see what the Lenormand says about this situation.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, he's going to knock it over.
I know.
And you're going to let him.
No, I won't.
You will.
That's harsh, Banshee.
Oh. Well, we've got the mice. And we've got the clover. So this is a real interesting combination. And I want to see what you say about that. I am testing your Lenormand skills. Yes, I put them down.
Okay, well, I guess maybe... are we given to think that this is how Shopi is thinking now? Or is this
well, it's
just
part of the whole thing, So how would you put that in?
Maybe then part of the question is that she feels if she makes the wrong decision, she may be whittling away at what feels fortunate for her. Is it lilies or clover? It's clover.
Clover.
At what feels fortunate for her at this time. So a lot of what the indecision about like I said before, I said maybe it's not about what she doesn't know yet, but maybe it's more about what she feels. Like she feels if she makes the wrong decision, she's letting something really fortunate go.
Not bad, because what I'm saying, the Clover is also a card, Gaurav, of fate. And so she feels there's a lot riding on the decisions she makes right now. And maybe that's why she's been having a difficult time of it. So a lot rides on this decision she feels, and that she could lose something of value if she makes the wrong decision. That's at least what the cards say today, Gaurav. That's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
And did we already have Sonali on our list?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sonali's down on the list.
Right, you're not quite up yet, Sonali.
No, Sonali, we've got, I'm going through the list right now, so here we go. Acel, you are up, and then Yolo, and then Sonali, and then KC, and then Esoterics, Angel Rivera, Divine You, January Girl, and Alma. So basically, you just have Acel and Yolo in front of you, Sonali. All right. Well, let me get out that.
Generally speaking, Gaurav, this question was about what you asked, her feelings about you, and it sounds to me like you and the other person are the dilemma for her. So yes.
I feel that that's the case too somehow.
She is attached to you. We don't really see the total nature of that, but...
And what's funny is we got the Two of Swords, and then we got the Clover, which is number 2 in the Lenormand as well. So I think there are two people. I just have this feeling there are two people on her mind.
Yeah.
At least, just by judging the way the cards came out.
Okay, a love reading for Acel, and we're going to use the Golden Girl.
Yes, we are.
All right,
I know it's the...
Hey, the Golden Girls, one or two of them were always thinking about a relationship.
That's true.
I remember that. Blanche wasn't the only
You're
one.
never too old.
Blanche wasn't the only one. Yeah. And I don't know if Blanche wanted a relationship or she just needed to cool off something.
Oh dear. Here you go. Shuffle. Shuffle hot stuff.
Blanche was hot stuff.
Acel is a Capricorn. Well, our moon is in Capricorn. We both have moon in Capricorn, and our sun is a Capricorn.
Hi, Irish. Speak of the devil.
Oh, hey, Irish.
Oh, right. Capricorn is kind of like the devil. Whoa. One fun. Yes, indeed, Casey. Yes, indeed.
Well put, Casey.
Is that
well
her deck?
Put.
She's probably the cups, though, right?
Yeah, I think. I can't remember. I believe so. Yep, I've got you all on the list. I mentioned, didn't I mention you, Libra? How did I forget you? Because I knew you were here. Okay, hang on.
Esoterics, we're both Capricorn rising ourselves.
I got to see where you came in, Libra. Just give me a second.
Part of our
How
thing,
did I do that?
I saw them when they came in, so let's see.
Yep, hang on. I think it was... There. Okay, may I be added? Okay. So that was after January Girl, I think. Alma.
Yes, it was after January Girl.
It probably was right before Alma.
I believe so.
But I'm double checking that. Now I'm not seeing an earlier...
No, wait, there was an earlier one. I remember it.
I thought there was.
Because it had... let me look for it while you get ready.
Yeah, please do. Okay. Well, and I'll add it. I think we'll get you in, Libra. Don't worry. Sorry. Somehow I thought I did that. All right. Shuffle.
Scott's here too.
When did Scott get here?
We're missing people. Oh my God.
Wait a minute. Scott just got here, I think.
Oh, I see. Yes. Okay.
Hey, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
We'll get you on the list.
Libra, when did you come? Did you delete your entries?
Well, you know what? I'm going to put you right before Irish Capricorn, Libra.
Yeah, we'll
you
just
both
make a
will be
judgment call with
together.
that. And we're sorry we're making delays here.
Yeah, I don't want to delay it anymore because I want to get everybody in. So we'll get you all in. And remember, if you live in the U.S., you'll be entitled
drawing?
To be in the drawing. You're supposed to shuffle and cut.
I already did that.
What? They weren't cut here. They were in a pile, so that's why I
Okay,
got
well, they were-
confused. Shuffle again. Uh-oh.
Would you get a tarot reading from us?
Sorry. It's going to be one of those days.
We would do Abbott and Costello, who's on first.
Oh, my goodness. So, okay, the question was general love, right?
Yes, general love.
Let's see what we get. See, I remembered that. No, you know who's the cup?
For the year.
Do you see who's the cup here?
Oh,
It's not Blanche.
It's Betty White's character.
Betty White's character.
Right,
So
big heart.
the big heart. 8 of Cups upright is the first card in the reading. The second card in the reading is the Chariot.
And it looks like Blanche
And
is
that's
there,
Blanche.
looking at the two.
Isn't that awesome? That's just perfect, yeah.
Are they taking her to the pool boy? No pool boy jokes.
And of course, who's the swords? Uh-oh, he moved the thing.
Come on, son. Man.
So, come on, Sonny. Well, at any
Just
rate,
go
we
ahead
got
and
the
do it.
6 of Swords with, what's her name? Shoot.
The B. Arthur character.
Yes.
I can't remember their names.
I know there's Blanche. Okay, whatever.
Blanche's the one I remember.
What am I forgetting? Oh, my God.
And the older
All right.
Italian mom.
All right. So, love reading is like this. Right now, I see that there's 2 things here, Asal, that indicate journeys of some sort. And both of them have a similar theme in a way. One is journeying away to achieve something better and something that makes you more emotionally fulfilled. And another, the 6 of Swords, is journeying away to somewhere that is calmer, to calmer seas, less turbulent times.
Isn't it funny that both
Yeah.
of these are about travels, and
Yes.
then it's like
and
the
then we got the
chariot,
Chariot, which is movement.
which is movement, and it sort of stands over them in a way.
Yeah.
And maybe it's saying like your drive, your motivation, your destiny is to do both of these things, to move towards something better and to leave the past behind. And sometimes we only do one or the other. Like we leave the past behind and we hope the future's better, you know. But you're going to be able to do both, and I guess I'm going to apply that to
love reading.
To the love reading.
Basically, I think that you are moving on, in some way, and moving towards something, moving towards some goal. There's definitely going to be something happening. I can't exactly say when, because in some ways, some of these journeys look a little bit more time involved, would you say, Mr. O?
Right, like they're not happening exactly now?
The Chariot is a lot of movement, but I think you reaching that final destination is going to take a little bit longer.
Right. I mean, you said for this year, and in my mind, I thought playing out over the balance of the year, so the next 4 months. So I think some of these things will really have kind of moved towards that state by the holidays, by the end of the year.
I think that sounds about right to me.
So now we're going to do our Lenormand for you. And
Oh gosh.
Sunman?
And he's going to he's going to attempt to knock our camera down with his tail or our cards. All right.
Oh, Sunman, please stop.
So I have the birds. And I have the scythe. And the scythe is turned away from the birds. I almost think this means that there's going to be a return to some kind of socializing or social life, And also the birds is about communication and talking. And you know what? Maybe it's time to cut the chatter and get down to the business of getting involved in a relationship.
So it almost
You know
seems
what I
like
mean?
maybe in some ways what these other cards were about a sense of isolation. And, you could be in a relationship but still feel isolated. And that this just corroborates what we're saying, that basically you are moving towards clearing these things. And that's what the movement is about.
Blanche, Dorothy, and Sophia, thank you all.
Thank you,
You'd
Merwin.
never know that we were big Golden Girl fans, too.
Is it Gina or something more typically Italian?
What are you talking about? Sophia was the mom.
Sophia, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's Sophia,
I missed
Blanche,
it. Thank
and
you,
Dorothy.
Alma. I got to read my feed here.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. That's what we have. I hope that helps. I hope that gives you something to go on here, Estelle. But it sounds like you are moving towards something. Definitely. All right. So moving on, we are on...
YOLO!
Yeah, I'm going to the list right now, Angel. Your spraying got interrupted. Jeez. Okay, we just finished a Cells reading, so we're moving on to YOLO, who's got their question up. And then Sonali, KC, Esoterics, Angel Rivera, Divine You, January Girl, Alma, Libra Cusp, Irish Capricorn, and Scott.
Okay, let's do the Adrian again.
Yep. Go ahead.
And thank you for the question, YOLO.
Was the youngest on the show. Wow, that is pretty wild. Yeah.
That's very wild. But it was makeup, of course.
She's awesome. She was awesome. I loved her character.
Sophia. I knew it was something Italian sounding.
Well, you know what? They were three wise crones, those three. Or they wrote them out to be, because that was such a fun show. What?
4.
Well, 4. 4. Okay. Sorry.
And there you go. It is kind of funny. I remember hearing that she was actually younger than B. Arthur, but that they might have been close in age. So they were probably all rather close in age, within a couple years, perhaps. And now it's only Betty White, right?
And now, I think only, I don't know, yeah, I think so. I don't know if they're all gone.
Rue Clanahan?
Rue McClanahan?
Yeah. I don't believe she's here anymore. I think she's gone too.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No, she wasn't. They're not really crone archetypes so much as maybe another kind of archetype. Go for it.
Okay, so you want to know somebody's true current feelings towards you. Okay, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and that is upright. We have the Six of Cups, and that is reversed. And then we have the Star, and that is reversed. Well, so I'm just trying to think here. Current true feelings or intentions for you. Well, honestly, I'm not sure. Are you guys together now? Are you, is this person trying to establish a relationship, or are you hoping that one will come about? Because there is this potential for growth here, as if, somebody sees some possibilities, but I'm just wondering if there's some past history or something here.
It looks like that, or it looks like maybe there's just a blockage from the past, that maybe there was something hurtful in the past and somebody's not quite able to let it go. It's not like it's a major determinant, but it sort of hangs there a little bit. It may have been really that somebody counted on you, or you counted on somebody, and that trust felt not fulfilled or betrayed in some ways, or there was something hurtful. And you're really at the stage of trying to reassess this maybe and start a new beginning. Maybe they're open to that, but I think that stuff I'm talking about, the past, is still a little bit of an issue. So maybe that's what you have to address, is how you can have dialogue and get to the bottom of that.
Yeah, so I honestly think that there may be some positive intentions here, but there is just something working
There
against
are positive intentions, but I think the past is kind of a holdup here.
Maybe. Mm-hmm. Whether it's their past or a shared past.
Right.
That's what I'm looking at.
Let's do a Lenormand.
Let's see if it can add something, because I want to see if there's anything else to...
And I'm sorry, but, I'm so easily pleased.
And
I love the way my cards look there with the focus being clearer.
You know, I would say, Casey, that Rose wasn't no dummy all the way around. She had a simple wisdom about her. And if I recall right, was she not the baker? Wasn't she the one that baked fantastic stuff
Possibly,
for them?
yeah. But
you remember
but
that?
in some spiritual quarters, that would be known as the wise fool.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's an archetype based on the tarot card fool a little bit, but it's also based on the medieval idea about the jester in a king's court. And the jester could always get away with saying some really silly, crazy stuff because he was the jester. And so in a way, he was sort of like a little bit of a truth there. The key. And the dice.
Well,
we get these a lot sometimes, don't we? In that combination?
We do. I don't know if we get it overly, but I would say that, you know, in regards to this question, YOLO, I think, let me grab my list because I want to get it out for the next. I think what it's saying is that, that, you know, if I had to look at it from their point of view, looking at how they feel about you, they're weighing risks. They're weighing some kind of advantages versus disadvantages of, having some type of partnership or relationship with you. They're weighing things. But I don't know why, YOLO. I think this message is actually for you, and I'm getting a different message here. I get the feeling that this is saying, why not take a risk and just
broach the issue.
Broach the issue. You know, take that risk, take that gamble. Maybe the key is doing that.
I think you're right, Banshee. I think that's a part of it. I think that this is less about the other person, the fellow. But I do also think, too, that maybe a measure that reflects back there, too, that maybe within themselves, within their hurt ego or their pained past, there is the idea that maybe it's your turn to show them something. Maybe that's what it is that they are waiting a little bit from you. And you haven't said if you do or don't, so I'm thinking this should encourage you if you haven't. And if you have been, then just, figure out where the metering of that is. Nobody wants to be too much on the sleeve, but, as we Americans say, wearing your heart on your sleeve. But we wish you luck with that.
And that's what we have for you, YOLO. Good luck. Okay, Patton just was joining us for the show, so we're moving on to Sonali. Sonali, you are up. Thanks for waiting. I know you've been eager. And then we have KC, Esoterics, Angel Rivera, Divine You, January Girl, Alma, Libra Cusp, Irish Capricorn, and Scott.
Thank you. Thank you, Yellow.
Scorpio. Okay, well, meet Scorpio man. So, all right then.
And I know like about 5 or maybe 6 people that are born on my actual birthday in November, and the majority of them are women, and they're all different. They're not really that much like me in a way. You know
what's really funny, Sonali? I have a perfect long reading for that in a way, kind of a who am I sort of reading that goes into a lot of that. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that one as part of our business or not yet. I'm still experimenting with readings. But that's what it reminds me of. Who am I and what is your purpose? Let's see what we can get out of this, Mr. O. Why, it's our wedding anniversary day, KC, which is the 18th.
Sonali, are you saying January though? Is your horoscope system different than ours? Is it 11/11? Is that what you meant to say? And I am the 18th. I don't like to tell people. I don't want people doing my horoscope and then saying, oh, that's why Mr. O's like that. He's so pissy.
Oh, jeez. No comment from the Banshee. Just a chuckle.
That's actually Capricorn.
All right, did Mr. O have too much caffeine today?
So did this one. You just startled him when you
did that. I know it did. It just says, again, talk to the hand. The hand that was holding all the coffee.
You know that new water flavor that has caffeine in it?
Oh, jeez. All right.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this is kind of interesting. I'm not sure what we're going to totally get out of this for you, but there'll be something. So we have the Four of Swords, and it's reversed. I love that card. It's just so beautiful. And now you can see really how beautiful these cards are now that our camera's fixed. And then we also have the Fool reversed. And we have the Two of Pentacles upright. So what does this mean as far as life purpose goes and who you are? I think you're a person, you know, who maybe is not that much of a risk taker. You know, the Fool is reversed here, or sometimes you have felt that when you have taken those risks, you know, you've fallen on your face. You feel like sometimes you should not have taken those chances, and you did. And I feel that, you know, you're all about trying to find the balance. You know, where can I find the balance and the harmony in my life? How can I make everything just right? And I want you to go
these
first,
two cards
I'll get to that
sort of
one.
have a link to me because this is about kind of awakening, the Four of Swords reversed. Mm-hmm. And the Fool reverse, though, says you're awakening maybe to a new choice, a new path. And you need to just really make sure it's really the way you want to go. You should not let yourself necessarily be buoyed with the first thing that comes along. Spend some introspection on that. It may very well be that some of this is about really learning how to show balance. And that maybe...
Go.
And that maybe, you know, part of what you're trying to do is bring balance to your own life, but also show balance in others.
So maybe this Four of Swords is saying, you know, that you have to step out of, you know, your comfort zone a little bit here. You have to step out and, you know, realize that there are going to be missteps in life. You are going to make mistakes along the way.
Like that.
And, you know, and eventually balance does happen. As for life purpose, it might be that, you know, maybe you are here to not only seek balance for yourself, but also help others find that balance within their lives and within them. You know, and this is saying, do not be afraid. You know, don't stay in your shell. Don't stay in your little protective nest because you are afraid of making mistakes and missteps. Move forward and find that balance. Find what makes you happy, you know, and what brings harmony into your life. And then share that with others.
And this may be also really saying that too, that the sharing, the Two of Pentacles to me sort of says like well balanced. They're handling their emotional life. So maybe this is about really finding the perfect medium for you to be in. I don't know if you're with somebody, and I'm not saying this is your fate to be with somebody, but I'm saying that you will exemplify your nature maybe when you are in that kind of situation, a relationship, a balanced one. Maybe it's just with family too. I liked what Banshee said more than what I said, but I agree.
So, Alma, if you haven't left yet and you wanted to type in a question, we could possibly do it at the end of our show. We'll put you at the bottom.
You're certainly going to be considered for the drawing of the Feng Shui Tarot.
So if you do that, we'll do it, and then you could just check the video later. It's up to you.
And I'm dying to tell esoterics that I would love a quesadilla right now, too.
Yeah, our Mexican choices. We got to find a Mexican restaurant we can get a good takeout from again.
There are some.
Yeah. We just haven't gone there since all of this has happened. All right, here comes a Lenormand for you. Let's see, YOLO. So I have the Mask. and I have the moon. So what does this mean exactly? You know, part of, wow, that's a tough one in this situation. I think that what it's saying is that, you know, you need to be yourself. You need to be yourself in order to be successful. Take down any kind of false masks or, you know, things that you feel society wants to see you be, and be yourself if you want to be successful.
And I think that is also the divine message maybe you're looking for too, because the moon is a symbol of divinity. The mask, maybe there are masks of the divine, as they say, and maybe the mask you are finding out about also presents a window into your own self. I would advise you to think about meditation, think about prayer, think about things that make you feel closer to something spiritual, even looking at the moon at night sometimes.
Yes, Sonali. So, I hope this makes some sense and gives you some support to go on. Certainly looks interesting. I can't give you a specific clear path, but I do feel like you might be able to help people in some way restore some balance and harmony in their lives. And you know, that can take a lot of different shapes and forms. I mean, maybe on a material level, you'll help people manage their money, you know, if you are into doing that. If it's on an emotional or physical level, maybe yoga or, you know, sharing some of their knowledge along those lines might be the thing to do too. So good luck. Good luck in your search, and we're going to move on to KC. You are up. And after KC is Esoterics, Angel Rivera, Divine You, January Girl, and Libra Cusp, Irish Capricorn, and Scott. And if Alma...
And Esoterics, Detroit has a historically famous Latino Hispanic section, which is where most of the really good, real Mexican food is around our area. But there's a couple nice ones closer to us. We're like maybe about 25 or so miles from the southwest area where that is in Detroit.
You're welcome, Sonali.
Yeah, it's getting time. I feel that. I want to feel that. Nachos.
Well, no, I sense
botana.
Mexican
My personal
food
favorite's the botana.
in our future, as one of us just got paid.
Namaste.
Okay, so let's see what you got, KC.
Maybe.
I will use the Golden Girl deck. Regarding your life at the moment. Okay, will do. And just a reminder again, after KC is Esoterics, Angel Rivera, Divine You, January Girl, Libra Cusp, Irish Capricorn, and Scott.
Alrighty. Moving along. We're just about ready to start our second hour.
We gave a nice reading to a fairly new, I'd say, subscriber or person joining our streams. On our pop-up live stream yesterday, Anthony was our winner. And that's somebody from our Facebook page, I think.
I think he's on a group page that I'm in
Okay.
about Michigan psychic events and stuff like that. So I think I posted our stream's message there, and that's how he found us.
And they got a lucky reading from, interesting reading from us. I want to try my light and shadow. Is it my light and dark?
The yin yang?
Yes, my light and shadow spread, the yin yang spread. So basically, it sort of gives you 5 cards that talk about different aspects of what light you're showing to the world right now. What are you shining out for everybody to see? And then the other side is about your shadow side, what you may be repressing or holding back from the world. And so I think it's a very introspective reading, and I wanted to try that out. And we had a lucky winner. All right. The first card, KC, is the High Priestess. Well, the second card is the Sun reversed. And the third card is the Six of Wands reversed. So what about the moment here? What about the moment here and now? Maybe there have been a few setbacks or stumbles along the way, some obstacles that you faced that have made you really feel a bit pessimistic, more so than, maybe usual for you. And I think that the High Priestess upright is saying that, you can intuit your way through this. The answer is within. You're not going to find the answer without in this case. You're going to find the answer within.
It's true, and I think mostly what it says is that you have to get a little melancholy once in a while and look into your life and say, it is what it is. Hopefully not in that other way that we've been hearing, but sometimes things don't shine as brightly. And sometimes we have to reposition ourselves. And I think that that's a bit of what the message is here is continue to look inward. The answers are within.
Somewhere inside of you, the answer lies to turn this Six of Wands right side up. That's the way I feel about it. But you have to work through some maybe issues of doubt. And maybe that's what you're struggling with right now is some doubt and uncertainty. And
overall, it's a challenge. And maybe you know what it is. It's maybe a challenge that you have been, keeping inside and not thinking about, trying to compartmentalize. But I'm getting the feeling like maybe there's a challenge you've been thinking you need to get with it. You need to accept it and do it.
Well, and I go back to the words of in the witch's charge of the goddess, and it basically says if you can't find it within, you will never find it without. Words to live by there.
Well, it also says some other things too, but we're not going to say those.
Well, I only memorized so much of that over time, but there is some
I definitely
definitely
memorized a
profound
little
words
bit more.
All right.
So let's do our Lenormand for our good friend Kelly-O.
Well, we got the key card first, so that door is opening because of what? Because of the park, because of some networking, because of some, I don't know, maybe even social media. It seems as though the answer lies in, gatherings of people getting out there and socializing, which, of course, is not the greatest environment for right now, at least not in our state still. So,
but maybe within that throng, socially, media or otherwise, will be the opportunity to take something that was said and pull it within yourself and use that for the reflection. Because remember, we said the answer is going to come from within, but it won't necessarily not be stimulated by something external.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that's what we have for you. I love this Golden Girls deck. It's awesome.
So look for the clues, the things that people say or do that interact with you may resonate to something deeper within that you need to think about, the challenge that I think you should do.
And you know what it says? Did you see that? What it says on the Six of Wands here? The Best Friend of the Year award. She won. And so, it does talk about maybe there is some success for you with, through others right now. So in other words, if you have not been having an easy time of it, it's time to maybe just cut loose with some friends, relax, and, let them re-inspire you. And that's what we have for you, Casey.
I wonder if Monster Hunter is out there looking at our stream.
He probably bopped in and out. Knowing him, he might have his own stream today, I think, too. All right. You're welcome, Casey. Hey, Esoterics, you are up. And after Esoterics is Angel Rivera, Divine You, January Girl, Libra Cusp. Let's see, Alma is no, because they didn't give us a reading, did they? No. And, okay, so after January Girl, after that will be Libra Cusp, Irish Capricorn, and Scott. So Esoterics, we're ready for your question. Well, I don't know. I just sense with that Garden card there's some networking or there's something with people that just might be able to, at least start getting rid of some of the doubts and maybe uncertainty in your life. It just might make you feel better so that you can more tackle what is really at the heart of things. I don't know.
So I've wanted to say this on the live stream for a while now, but esoterics, drop the quesadilla and tell us your question.
There it is. Oh, I knew it. I knew you were going to let him do it.
You startled him.
I did not have it. I didn't do anything. What does the divining duo have for me? A general reading. The divining, I like that. Dynamic duo, divining duo. Sounds good.
Thanks.
Okay. Let's see. Let's use this. You want one or?
I could.
Go ahead. Let's see what you got. He's grabbing. Oh, it's that dark one. We haven't used it yet, have we?
No, we haven't.
Okay. All right.
It's the Vampire Tarot.
So many good tarots out there. And, oh, gosh, I believe Llewellyn is about to ship something to me. So there's a deck coming for sure.
Oh, I
and
believe
actually,
our bank account is about to be debited.
a little later in the year, there's going to be a couple more giveaways, but it's later in the year. I'm getting that too from them. But the deck we're getting, I can't wait, is the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot.
I think you're soon, Angel.
Yeah, you're right after Esoterics, Angel, who we are doing right now. I am looking forward to the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot, and we bought an extra one for a friend of ours.
Cut.
Okay, he's going to do it again. You're just... Sonny, why are you doing that? Wozers. Okay. We have the Strength card upright. That looks kind of fierce.
Big old Black Panther.
Sonny is not letting me show you the Seven of Swords reversed. And finally, we have the Nine of Pentacles, and that one is upright. So a little bit of a mixed bag, but not badly.
It's not really very bad at all. Strength seems to mean that right now in this next week or so that we're doing this general reading, you will have some opportunities to really apply your personal strength, but also your understanding of things to solve problems and questions. One of those could very well be the idea that with the Seven of Swords, maybe there's a little bit of a situation where maybe there are some things that are in flux. You may be hearing about some plans that you're not going to really know what the mix is with that. So that's why you're going to need that strength. You're going to need to have some composure there. Mostly it's sitting good though, because the Nine of Pentacles seems to say you have a position that is sort of beneficial at this time, that things are kind of covered. It may not indicate a lot of movement as regards that. I'm drawing a slight blank here. I'm not exactly sure what I feel about that Seven of Swords reverse.
Well, I'm kind of looking at this as you're in a pretty good, strong position right now with the Strength card, because I really haven't commented on that yet. And I feel that this is just showing, right now is a really good power time for you to maybe take, maybe dispel some of the intrigue surrounding resources and money. And I think that in the end, you'll benefit. This is a card of benefiting, enjoying life and enjoying what you have. But I have a feeling there is something right now here that is involving intrigue in relation to money issues.
Is it about the perception of that, or is it about something actually going on?
The Seven of Swords,
the perception being that somebody thinks you have more or less than what they think you should have?
I don't think it's anything
like that.
No. But I think that maybe there's something to do with some intrigue in regards to obtaining this money, this situation, maybe, or getting yourself, maybe the intrigue, and maybe what you need to do is try to figure out what it is you need to do to get to this happy place here. So I'm not sure that this is necessarily a given in your life right now, esoterics, but I think it's coming. I think it's coming. And I feel that, you know, you're going to have to use some of your will and your strength to make it happen. And it may be that you may have to encounter some people or situations that where maybe not all the cards are on the table, for lack of a better way to say it.
Yeah, it kind of has a feeling like something is not known there, basically.
Yeah.
And it's saying that, you know, someone may be trying to out clever you.
Yeah.
So you gotta look for that too. Mostly though, the strength of your heart and the strength of will is around you, so you're going to rely on that. But you will get there, I think.
Did we have the Seven of Swords upright today in our
no.
in our card of the day? What was it today?
Oh, was it?
I think it was. Not sure.
Interesting.
Well, anyway, seems like we had a 7 card.
Yeah, you know we're going to use that Poe deck here.
Yeah, oh gosh, Angel. It's on its way, but it's coming USPS, so who knows with the mail service right now. We just got a pile of mail today, and I mean it was a pile. So we picked it up. It was from yesterday, I should say. But
so let's
slow stuff. So that's what we have. I don't know if any of that makes sense to you, esoterics, but let me see. Well, and I'm going to show off some. I still haven't done it, but the day is young. I'm going to show off some of my new acquisitions on Twitter later. Oh, yeah, look at this. It's money again, esoterics. Look at this. We have the fish, which is about abundance and resources and money. And then we have the man.
Is something going to come through for somebody you know? Is something going to lead him towards something?
Or maybe somebody's going to get a job or some good news about money.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Or it's possible that you're partnering with someone who could bring you that. I just feel that there's going to be some kind of flow here, you know, and it's going to take some effort, you know, with the strength card there. I think it's a positive, but I think it's just indicating to me, especially coupled with the 7 of Swords, that it's going to take some effort, but eventually you're going to get into a comfortable place.
Well, and the fish itself may just be saying that there's a path there, and of course with the 7 of Swords, that path sort of has some things to move around, but it just sounds like you gotta just work your way through it, rely on the strength and what's happening.
That's Mr. O's Vampire Tarot, so that's what you're looking at, Angel, if it looks familiar.
Bloody 9 of Pentacles. Whoops.
It's okay.
Strength. I don't use it very often. I used it a little bit during the Halloween season last year.
So that's what we have for you, esoteric. I hope that makes sense. It's very interesting. Nice back to the cards. I like that. So you can't tell upright and reversed, which is important to me. So, Angel Rivera, you are up.
Do you want me to use this deck, Angel?
You're welcome, esoterics. I'm glad that made sense.
Thank you. You're welcome. Good luck as always.
Yeah. That's a nice card. I like that. Just wait till I start using my Halloween Lenormand. I'm so excited. And yes, it's going to be Halloween in September, I think. So it's going to be used soon. Which also means it'll probably be Christmas in November when I start using my Yule Lenormand.
That works.
Okay. Sensing restlessness in the air. Well, I hope things are going well there at your place. You know, they're talking about, again, that how we've plateaued, but like for the last 5 days, our cases in Michigan have gone up in the 700s. It's been in the 700s, and Saturday's high was the highest. It was like 793 or 98 or something like that. So I'm not sure I'd even call it plateauing. This is disturbing to me because I'm going to do I cut? You shuffled? You're sure? Because let's do the coronavirus math here. If you're getting 700 people every day who are coming down with the coronavirus, they're exposing X amount more people to it around them. So it's not, I don't think we're in a good place right now in our state with everything opening back up the way it is. Look at that, Angel, the Two of Cups upright. That's very positive. That's a very happy, joy kind of card. But it's followed by the Three of Cups reversed. Talk about some unsettled energy here. And the Eight of Cups reversed.
So there's a lot of emotionality in the air.
You know, I don't know if you're picking up that, Angel, but there is like some emotional currents, undercurrents going on here. It looks as though
there's feelings like, that you want to be calm and understand the position, feel like you can trust, feel like you are harmonizing to the partner or the situation that you are partnering with. But maybe there's still an undercurrent, emotionally or otherwise, of a sense of loss or a sense of not quite there. And maybe what's even more is that all of this sort of feels like it's just there. It's not being talked about. It's sort of being there, and people need to be able to talk about it more. If people could talk about it more, it probably would help. I also think, too, that some of this is because people don't have a clear value for themselves about how they truly feel about where the path goes, going one way or going the other way. They're just not really sure what's going to make a difference now. That was pretty grim, eh?
That was pretty long. No.
Okay.
I'm just teasing. I'm teasing. I was just waiting for my chance, but you know what? I'm glad he went through all of that, because right now I don't know if you're going to like what I want to say, Angel, because my first inclination was, when I was looking at that, is it looks like there is some harmonious environment going on right now, whether it's at work or in a relationship. But it seems as though ultimately there really is no reason to celebrate. It seems as though things are turning south, and it looks like we have to go back to where we started again. So if this is about, let's say, workplace issues with the coronavirus and stuff, you can see how everybody wanted to work together to make things work, but ultimately things are turning south, and we may have to go back to where we started again. So I don't want to say that things are going to shut down again, but it does look like there are some setbacks here, or some moving back to some conditions, that were present earlier. So now if this is about relationships or emotions in your life, it seems as though there is some partnership or companionship that is just really, really beautiful. But I think that there is some urge to somehow look back at the past, or, I know that I'm reading it kind of like a Six of Cups card, but I feel that with this card somehow, that, maybe conditions aren't as happy as somebody is feeling as they were in the past. So this could also indicate, in work environments or in other environments as well as relationships. But I could see that in the relationship realm as well.
I don't think that the Two of Cups is about your personal relationship. I think it's more the metaphor or the epitome of the work situation or the stress there, and that the idea is that you want to buy into it as it's harmonic, it's trust, it's based on good things. But the other cards sort of say, well, that's more of a perception, or that's how you want to go into it good-naturedly, objectively.
There's a mutuality with that card. It's like everybody, was trying to be on the same page with each other. That's what that looks like. But I'm not sure ultimately that it's going to work out.
This guy's almost dead here.
Yeah, well, he's been behaved. We are giving him a lot of room, what with my Banshee's Beach Bingo.
Banshee
Bingo. I never say it right, Mr. O.
I don't think I can.
Well,
oh, look, it looks like two compasses. But it's not.
No, it's not. It is the Star, which is really good under these circumstances, I feel. And it is the Compass. And so I'm thinking here, ultimately, what this is saying is that, there is hope that, that they will find the right answer. There's hope in time that they will find the right direction they need to go in, or that the situation needs to go in, that you will get there. But, so don't give up hope. But I would say you're right in feeling things that are unsettled right now. There's definitely something up.
Well, I just think that these cards mean that things will point you in the right direction. The direction where, brightness or inspiration or hope lies. So it's just looking for that and going there.
Yeah. It's interesting that they were all Cups cards too, Angel. So, whatever the situation is, emotions are going to run a little high, I think.
Hi, Sanal.
So
and
that's
I think
what
we can
have
add you
for
to the list.
Yeah, we can do it, Sanal. We're fine. All right, we're moving on. And let's see, Angel Rivera is done. Divine you are up. And after Divine You is January Girl, Libra Cusp, Irish Capricorn, Scott, and Sanal.
And just remember that everybody that came into the chat room today will have a chance at either winning the Feng Shui Tarot if they are in the continental U.S., or if they're from a country outside, we will offer them a free reading, which we've been doing.
Which we have been doing.
And it will be personal for you.
All right, well, let's yes, no that one.
Mermaid?
Sure, Mr. O.
And you're welcome. Hey, you.
I love it.
He always does that.
Sunny Rebels. Okay, Divine You. We'll see what we've got here. And regardless of what this says, remember, you can change your destiny. Nothing is set in stone in this life. All right. Okay.
I thought you were doing. Oh, you are. That wasn't one? I'm sorry. Sorry.
All right, now I got to recount.
Sorry.
7. Okay. So the thing is that these cards are a little easier for me to see. One of your other decks is a little more ambivalent, but I have no problem with this one.
Well, the answer is most likely no.
You will not be single for the rest of your life, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be easy, Divine You. Okay, so first off, we have the Four of Pentacles, and that is upright.
And that talks about your picky nature, I think, the Four of Pentacles.
And then we have the Tower.
Since you mentioned it.
Reversed. So I think you have to really work on what is most important to you and what is most of value to you, and really, really make it happen. I mean, I think you have to put all of your energy into that, but also make sure that, what you are seeking is really going to be of value to you. It needs to uplift you. It needs to support you. Don't just settle. And the Tower reversed here is saying to me that, maybe part of this is divine you still have some lessons to take in. What is the missing piece here? Because the Tower is indicating that you have gone through maybe some crisis after crisis, and you keep repeating the same cycle, and you're not learning a lesson that you need to learn.
Okay, to me, that Four of Pentacles, that's saying that maybe you have too many boundaries around you. You've created walls and things in there. And so you're making it harder for potential people to get in. You're making it harder for people to get in. Some of that is because you want to be picky. Kellyo agrees. It's okay to be picky. But it's a good thing. You might have to loosen up a little bit, because what the Tower reversed is saying is that the lesson you'll learn is that you maybe have kept everybody outside the Tower. You stayed in the Tower.
Hands down, you're making a move. Sorry.
You stayed in the Tower, and no one can get in there to be with you.
Yeah. Well, picky is one thing, but in order to really find the right person, you may have to let down your guard a little bit to let people in, because sometimes it takes time for some people to reveal themselves. And if you don't open that, if you're only opening that door just that tiny little crack, you're not giving them the opportunity to really show what they're made of.
And it works the other way around too, that you need to open it more so that you can reveal more of yourself.
Right.
And that when you can do that, maybe the walls of the Tower will be open on their own without having to fall down. To crumble.
Nice almost analogy there.
Almost. And what is an almost analogy?
Well, it almost works. Maybe you should have said the door to the Tower will open instead of the walls.
When the walls come tumbling down.
We don't want those walls to tumble down anymore. We want them to build back up.
Merwin, I'm doing more rock and roll. Well, sort of.
All right. Let's see here.
Oh.
Well, we have the anchor. And we have the dog. This is really an interesting thing here. Go ahead. Yeah.
When you find the good, loyal friend, they will stay with you. They will anchor. They will be there. Somebody will be in your life, and they will be a very good, loyal friend.
Well, and that's probably what you should seek, obviously, to me, is somebody who is loyal, who has your best interests at heart, and, will be there for the long haul. And I think that's the possibility here, that you will be able to achieve that. But, it's not going to be easy, and it's going to require some changes on your part. Some acceptance of some lessons that you need to take in about yourself, and to be able to, like he said, open those Tower doors, or sort of said.
I'm thinking of, and I know you're a young person, but many, many, many years ago, Ronald Reagan said to the leader of Russia, Mr. Gorbachev, tear that wall down. And I think that's part of it, is that walls keep people out, they keep people in too. They're not really functional for an open society.
Yeah.
I know. What does relationship
So
have to do with that?
that's what we have for you, Divine You. I hope that helped. And we are moving on to January Girl. You are up. And then after January Girls, Libra Cusp, Irish Capricorn, Scott, and Sanal. And we're doing pretty good here. We'll get everybody done, and we'll do that drawing. Uh-oh.
Keep rocking in the free world.
Hey.
What?
Where's that other computer?
Oh, dear.
You know what? I could take down my thing and do the random number here.
Why don't you babble for a moment? I know you can do that.
Oh, I'm going to bet. Well, as we wait for... you're very welcome, Divine You. Let's see. We've got January Girls question. I'm just going to glance at that. And kill some time as Mr. O is coming back slowly. Actually, quite quickly. Thank you, my friend. Companion. Life mate. Okay.
Sorry, Sonny.
Enough of that. Okay, so January Girls question is there. Ah.
Want to try a yes or no first?
Yeah, let's do a yes/no on that. Let me grab my deck here. Let's see what we get. So will Jay get another job that will maintain his home and lifestyle? Boy, these are tough times. All right, Mr. O. Yeah, you would think we'd given these cats catnip or something the way he's just passed out here. Okay. Well, okay, January girl. It is leaning towards no right now, and there's some interesting cards here. They're not all wand cards, but this one is. It's the 10 of Wands, and it is upright. And then I have the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man is upright as well. And then, of course, I got the Ace of Swords, which just indicates that reversed, and it's just meaning that it's probably no. And here's what seems to be, well, it's saying it's probably no, and that actually Jay, could be a bit of a burden of their own, for some time now, or will have a lot of burdens to shoulder. I feel that Jay is going to have to make some sacrifices and possibly take a different perspective on things. Number one, maybe he won't be able to find a job that will meet his needs presently, and he may have to find ways to sacrifice some things in order to do so. Or it's just going to take some changes of perspective on his part in order to find that job that he's looking for. It seems like it's going to be a slow haul.
As readers of many decades, we often went back and forth with how to deliver bad news. And when we were starting the show a year ago, we had some conversations about how we were going to deal with various things. And of course, this is obviously not the worst thing that could show up in somebody's cards. But I do want to emphasize that it does seem to be that Jay, this person, has a lot of burdens right now and obligations too. These are things that they cannot necessarily get away from. They're responsibility driven. Maybe there's children or other people involved that there's a responsibility for. Maybe there's obligations of debt or bills or whatever. And they're going to have to really figure out somewhere deep inside of themselves where the fundamental change has to be, or the fundamental thing to give up. There may be something really strong there that they have to really come to terms with. Maybe it's not about giving up something, but the giving up is what happens in their mind, the connection that happens when they realize they've moved to a new plateau of some sort. And so there's nothing here that indicates that this job could happen. There.
Let's just throw 3 more on that. I want to get a little bit more insight on the burdens, and I want to leave those up there because I think that...
You want me to cut?
Yeah.
Yes. Give us some focus there.
Yeah, there's some struggling going on here for sure. I have the 10 of cups, the 5 of cups, and it is reversed. Sorry about that. And then I have, it's better to get it upright. Well, I don't know if it's better to get it upright, actually. It's the 10 of swords upright. And then finally, here, take that and put it on the other side. We have the Five of Wands, and that is upright. So to me, right now, January girls, you all know there's a lot of people unemployed. There's lots of problems going on. And I feel that Five of Wands there right at the end is indicating that there's a lot of competition for the jobs that are available. And it's interesting.
They're framing.
Yes, the fives are framing what's in the middle here. And so the other part of this equation is that, there may be some new opportunities out there that they're going to have to seek. But, it can't be based on what they've lost, I feel. It's going to be possibly in a new direction that may or may not be as lucrative because we do have the Ten of Swords here. But to me, the Ten of Swords is kind of indicating that the worst has happened. And you see all that wonderful sunlight in the background there. I feel that the worst has happened and the light is going to be slowly coming back. It's interesting. Wait for it. We have the 10 and the 10. And then we have the 5 and the 5.
Well, you took that out of my mouth. Thank you. Wait. Okay, you get to shine, I don't. But I can't really add a lot more to what she says. It would almost be the same thing. I think that the 2 5s are connecting in the 10. They're saying this is the result of those. That basically, maybe it's a matter of really a big change. Maybe they have to really change skill sets, direction, etc.
And I'm not ruling out that they may not have to move.
Yeah, I can't really rule that out either.
What does what mean? There's a question there, and I'm not sure. Having the 2 10s and the 2 5s. Well, I think that, 10s often are new, fresh starts. The cards that have been... And I think that when you see the 10 of Swords like this, you do see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I think something's going to happen, but it may not be as... He might not be living the lifestyle that he is used to. He may be picking up the pieces and moving on. And, it may be just an interim thing. It may be eventually that things will come back again. But will it come back in time for them to save their home? I'm not sure. And, hey, I feel for him right now because we have hard decisions to make ahead, too. So we're not sure we're going to be able to maintain living here or not. So things happen.
January girl, a lot of times we've been noticing, we always did for years, but now since we've been doing these readings a little more professionally, we notice a lot of numerological connections. We're not numerologists per se, we know it a little bit. Same thing with astrology. We know some of the general characteristics, so we can make some thoughts there. But these 2 5s combined to the 10.
5s are like an aggressive and conflict kind of energy. So there's a lot of chaos there. And 10s are new beginnings. So what does that say? It says to me that he's going to have to endure a lot of chaos and disruption in order to finally get to that point of a new beginning.
Exactly.
So let me do the Lenormand on that and see what we can add to this. And sometimes conflict and competition is not a bad thing. It wakes us up to what we need to do. I see a card is not in here right. Oh well. Let's see if we come up to it. But we will not, I see. Yeah. Okay. So I'm getting again. They're just going to take some time in doing. We have the Moon card here, which is ultimately could be about work. That's often what the moon can be about. And then we have the mountains. So I do think there's going to be a little bit of a struggle yet, the mountains are saying, before we can achieve, some secure employment.
And it's the whole light and dark thing. And so because the moon is on the light side, it's kind of like one has to get over the mountain of obstacles before we come down towards something that is going to look better, hopefully.
That's what we got for you, January girl.
Good luck
hope that
for Jay.
helps.
And we have Libra's question, so we can just go ahead.
Wow, Libra, you're on the ball. So Libra cusp is up, and then Irish, Capricorn, Scott, and so now.
All right.
And we'll do our drawing.
I'll go back to the Adrian Tarot, if you don't mind.
Sure. The one that confuses me.
Ah, well, how about if you shuffle first then, and then
Okay.
that way I'm the one that ends up.
Whoa. I'm dropping cards here. All right.
Yeah, it's so hard to say, January girl. Just sometimes letting them know that you're there to talk to them, or if they do need help.
And ask if they need anything. By all means, offer, you know.
Yeah.
Some people never ask, and they don't know how to ask, and they feel funny asking.
What are you doing?
So what is coming for Libra in September? Here you go, Mr. O. I like shuffling that deck, though, even if it confuses me.
Well, it's a longer deck.
It's long and thin, and it fits nice in my hands.
Yeah. I like this deck, too. I've mentioned it before, I haven't used it in quite a while, but you can lay them out in a certain configuration, and there's patterns on there that will form a greater picture if you lay them out in the particular sequence.
There are some really cool decks like that. I've seen some on Kickstarter that are kind of like that.
This could be something that we talk about when we do the special decks, at least for a few minutes.
Yeah.
That eventual series we'll do where we highlight unusual decks or decks that have special properties or features.
Well, here we are again with the Seven of Swords popping up upright this time in this deck. And then we have the Queen of Cups, and that's upright. We had her before, I think, earlier. And this has been making an appearance today a bit, the Eight of Cups, and this one is upright. So what is coming in September, Libra? I kind of get the feeling that, it's a very emotional time. You've got a lot of cups there. You could be moving towards something, moving towards a relationship, moving towards something that brings you greater joy and enthusiasm in life, and maybe just makes you feel good from deep within. There's a lot of things, I buy a deck, I'm happy for a moment till the next deck comes out, but this is something that gives you some real lasting emotional satisfaction.
I think you're moving towards something that's really cool, that is going to be like opening up a new vista. It could be a new relationship. It could be a new emphasis in a relationship. But that Seven of Swords
There's some mystery or intrigue here, isn't there?
I sort of feel like there's just something clever for you to do here in this time period. And it may be about rattling a saber, blows against the empire. It may just be sort of striking out, in a good way, like I get a Robin Hood-ish feel here. So maybe, you're Robin Hood with a pretty skirt, that kind of thing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I can't believe I heard you say that. So I do think the Seven, I think I talk about the Seven of Swords sometimes in terms of self-preservation. Sometimes there are things you have to do. You may have to be a little sneaky. You may have to be a little clever in order to get what you want, what's good for you, what makes you whole and emotionally good. So I feel here that maybe you have to be a little crafty and clever. You're being called upon to do that in order to find, this happy new path that you are seeking. And to me, because it's both cup cards here, I feel it's about emotions or relationships that are going to be prominent in September.
Yep, that's what I see too.
Yeah.
So let's do
in a way, I'm just going to add one thing. In a way, it's like a spiritual journey, Libra cusp, but it's to seek out, that kind of a more deep romantic relationship. All right.
And probably in about 5 minutes or so, we are going to
probably
do the
after our
drawing.
next reading, we'll do Irish, and then we'll take a
we'll
quick moment to do our drawing, and then we'll move on to Scott and Sonell.
Alrighty.
And we'll be done. We'll call it a day.
And this has been a fun afternoon, and I have to tell you, like I said it before, little things make me happy. I'm so happy that I figured out that I can focus the camera and make the pictures actually look cool. I'm just tickled pink over that.
The thing is, we never tried hard enough before. We lost the booklet, and the darn thing is so hard to turn. It's not easy to turn. So I think we gave up and thought we could not focus it. But lo and behold, we can.
They look
Oh my
so
gosh.
pretty there. They just
You know, and with all computer problems, isn't it always something stupid? Isn't it always something you should have known or thought about? Yeah. Anyway, technology.
You know, for someone who's worked with computers since the early 80s, you know, like literally 40 years or nearly 40 years, and I still can't believe that sometimes I get thrown for a loop. What you got?
I got the mountain for Libra, and I also have the fish. And so what is this telling me, Libra? I don't know. To get this flow moving to you, you have to maybe overcome a few obstacles. You know, it's not going to be like it's just going to happen. You're going to go on this happy path. You, like I said, have to find the way to make this happen. You have to be clever. You have to be cunning to climb that mountain to bring this new flow of love and harmony towards you.
Well, to me, I see the analogy between the fish and the Queen of Cups there, because that's, you know, swimming through the ocean of love, you know, that kind of thing there. So that's the analogy there. But then I see those mountains going over to the Eight of Cups, because in some decks, he's walking off from the mountains or towards the mountains. And so I'm seeing this idea is that changing your path will be a little bit difficult, or moving towards your path will be difficult. There will be some obstacles there. But at the end of that, you are guided by love. You are guided by the presence of a universal, if not a specific love.
Yeah, Casey, I love the colors in that deck, I will say. I really love the colors.
It's a very new agey kind of deck, and I didn't want to use it at first because Eight Cups or Nine Swords are just a little bit bland, but the colors really pop. There are some words to use.
Well, it's kind of like my shadow within tarot. It's rather simple on some levels, but yet the colors really make it dramatic, and I like it. I like the deck. I like minor arcana cards that have a little bit more to it than just the cups. And I see there's kind of a flow with all these lines and things there, which also makes it interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what the pattern is, but once you do it, you know, it creates some grand sigil.
So that's what we have for you, Libra Cusp. I hope that helped. And Irish, you are up. We're going to do your reading, and then we'll do the drawing, and then we'll get to Scott and Sanal.
Okay, so do you want to use my deck again?
No. No, I do not. I'll bring out my nice, colorful deck.
I'm going to do what my family calls the last name pout.
Yeah. I do like beautiful decks, but I like meaningful decks. I like things that, you know, where the images really speak, you know. And sometimes with the pip cards just being pip cards, they don't.
I have not really bought many new decks for myself in the last recent years. I leave that up to her pretty much.
You got the Crow Tarot.
I did get that Crow Tarot, but that's kind of a share tarot, and we use that for the set, you know.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, that's MJ Cullenhane, and she has done 2 other decks since. One's coming out this fall, The Guardians of the Night, and it's coming in a beautiful display tin.
Okay.
And I am thinking of buying 2 copies and letting one copy be a fall time gift to viewers, maybe once we've built up a little bit more.
Well, we do have a couple of more decks that we will be giving away in the future. I might as well just give it away. I'm not going to give the names out, but they will be mini decks, you know, travel decks. So they'll be small, maybe easier to ship overseas.
Yes, that's right. We would probably try to ship a tiny deck.
I don't know.
This
you
Feng
stay.
Shui is probably weighing in at least a pound.
Oh boy,
and a
Sunny
half.
is not in a good spot for this.
Sunny, you
so
can't
what
be
should
there.
Irish be watching out for? There it is again. Oops, there it is. All right. So we have the 7 of Pentacles upright.
Okay, Sunman.
You have
Go.
to move.
You gotta go.
You got to move.
Go.
No, don't slap him.
It's
That's
more of
never going to work
a
anyway.
good-natured pat. Come on.
You got to move. You got to move. You got to move. Boy, are you showing his face? Because the look on his face is like, yeah, who's going to make me move? So, all right then, fine. We have the Judgment card. Next, upright. That's a beautiful card.
So last week, Shadow dive bombed the set. This week, Sunny is monopolizing the cameras.
Yeah. You see the spirit coming from the person there in Judgment. And then we have the Eight of Cups, and it is reversed. Again, the Eight of Cups in a reading. So what does this mean for Irish? What do they need to look out for? Well, I think you're concerned about some things, Irish. You're worried about, you've put a lot of time, energy, or maybe yourself, your emotions are attached to something you've worked really hard on, and you're kind of concerned about outcomes, and will things work out? I mean, it's a positive card in that you notice here this person has really made something happen. From the seeds have sprouted something, but yet there's worry. Is this really going to work out for you? And then the Judgment card is, again, it's interesting that that's following that, because that's a card of saying, well, if you've really done your due diligence and if you really mean it, what you sow, you should reap. It should all work out in the end. And it looks to me, though, that ultimately what you have to look out for is things from your present situation. What in your present situation right now might help you, that you might have been ignoring? Because this shows coming back to something, maybe, or someone, I'll say, that is going to be very helpful to you, or that is what you really want to happen. I know I'm just kind of rambling here.
No, you were doing really well, because this one here sort of has just diluted my brain being able to think about it.
Let me just move this in here.
But
so
I see this really strong correlation with the Seven of Pentacles too. And I'm thinking with Judgment following it, I think it's saying you are now being offered an opportunity to really not do anything other than to really think and ponder, because I think that's a large part of that. It's like you're in a moment of time where you can reflect. This is a holding pattern in a sense. Mm-hmm. Some of us say, but that means you really need to get busy because you're going to let your harvest go to rot. But I think that combined with Judgment, to me, this is telling me this is your moment really to try to do that work, try to really look inside, because there's something important. And I think what it is also that Eight of Cups. I think the Eight of Cups reversed. I'm going to differ slightly from Banshee here. I'm thinking it is saying that maybe you have to consider the emotional things in your life now that maybe are just not really going to be working out for you. Because it's about emotions. And usually it represents somebody moving away from something that maybe they liked, but now they have to do something different, or vice versa. I'm sort of getting that feel there too, that you're being asked to reconsider the world of what is emotion play in your life. What are the things you go towards, go from? What are the things that are drawing you? What are the things that are pushing you away? Right. You need to really do some serious thinking about that, or look for those messages from Spirit. Continue getting readings from people, or readings for yourself.
So I don't know if you're working right now. So many people are having problems. It's hard for me to say, but I think this is the card for you. And then I drew the Fox. And the Fox is often a card about work. And so I sense here that, you're asking about what you should be watching for. This could just be a message that you need to be paying attention to your work environment right now, or jobs in general. If you're out of work, you should be looking for opportunities or trying to create those opportunities, because this is kind of showing somebody who is very crafty in their own way and smart and really savvy, at what they do.
I'm going to go back to what you said about this one too, because now the Fox makes me think that really a lot of where your meditation should go, where your self-analysis should go, is just focused now for a time maybe more on the material matters of your life, that maybe you have to put a little bit less into where the emotional things are right now. You have to focus on where other opportunities are that can build you, and that other things will play out as they need to, but your focus probably needs to go there.
Well, hi, Poetic Past. Thanks for joining us, but we have a list, and we are running almost into overtime here. You are new, so I might be able to throw a card or two for you before we end, but you'll be last. We're just finishing up with Irish Capricorn. We're going to move on to Scott.
We're also doing a giveaway, so we're putting you in the drawing for that too.
So now you are absolutely right with your observation there. That was kind of where I was going with it. But I think his was very valid as well.
Well, but see, I kind of changed my mind and went back to what you and Sanal are saying.
Okay, right.
Because of the fox showing up, because I tried to coincide that with that. And I'm just saying that this is saying there are other things going on that maybe, I'm not saying you shouldn't focus on emotionality, but I'm just saying other things really need your attention more now, maybe.
That's what we have for you, Irish. I hope that helps. And we're moving on to Scott. And then Sanel, and then we'll try to get in Poetic Past. But are we going to break for the... Scott, you can write your question. I see what you're doing there.
Yeah, okay, very good, Scott. And we're going to do our drawing now. We're going to randomly do the drawing and see who is the winner of our Feng Shui Tarot today. Or if you're out of the States, you'll be offered a free reading. And it's a great set.
Okay, so let me see what I got here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 names. Okay. I didn't do it right. Let me get the number in. 17. Okay. I'm going to cover. Wait, let me get my cursor on there. Okay, I'm not looking. Okay, we got
number 16,
which is Sanal.
Oh, Sanal. Oops.
Sanal, do you live in the U.S.? Because if you don't, we will give you a free reading instead of the card set. You're from India. Okay.
So we're going to offer you a free reading instead.
Please email us. Do you want to give that information?
Go ahead. And, if you can, please email us at, I'm going to put it into the chat. Okay. TFT Tarot for Today at gmail.com. Just write us there and we will arrange the reading for you. Are we still going to go ahead and do another number? Or
no? We are.
So we're going to do another number to see if somebody in the States gets this. Number 10.
Angel Rivera.
Angel Rivera is the winner of the Feng Shui Tarot. Awesome. Congratulations, Angel.
If you have it and you don't want it, Angel, let us know, but we'll be happy to send that out to you.
And you are both our winners for today. Congratulations, Sanal and Angel. So that's very cool. Yes. Thank you so much.
Sanal, we will probably do a general reading for you, but what we will want from you is if you want us to steer it towards love or jobs or whatever, we'll be able to do that. And it'll be a general outlook kind of reading. We'll do our modified Celtic Cross for you, which is a 6-card reading.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So congratulations.
Congratulations, both of you. Thanks for playing. And now we're going to get on with Scott's reading.
Yeah, Scott wanted to know wondering about the upcoming work week. Okay, Scott. Do you want to use your deck or?
Sure. Let's go ahead and use the vampire again.
All right.
Because, some workplaces are blood-sucking experiences, so why not?
Or high drama.
High drama. That sounds more like it with vampires.
Wow, and this is a great ending to our anniversary month, but Twitter and Facebook followers, something's coming there too, something's brewing.
We will have offerings there of giveaways, either other decks or
I can't forget
readings.
my Twitter people. I got over 1,000 followers there now, so I got to do something.
Awesome. Thank you, Poetic Past. We're going to get you in today.
Oh, thank you, Poetic Past. We appreciate that.
And while you're at it, anybody out there who hasn't liked our stream today should just go ahead and do that, right?
I think so. Because we've been having a crazy good time today. All right.
Go and cut them, dear.
You got it, Mr. O.
Mr. O and Madam Banshee.
Madam, stop it. Have we not had a conversation about that?
Oh.
Now move him down. Just keep him more over
there.
there.
I didn't say
Mr.
sunny.
O, keep him there.
And I didn't say Sunman, so naturally, of course.
So what's coming up for the week ahead for Scott? Scott, we have, let me get this right. We have the Six of Pentacles. It's reversed. But we have the Wheel of Fortune, and that is upright. And look what's come up again.
That Seven of Swords.
That darn Seven of Swords. So, well, I don't know if you have any predilections or worries about this week ahead as far as job security goes or anything like that, or maybe like some cutbacks financially, like where they take raises away or hold them back, things like that nature. But something is up and something is moving, and there is some intrigue. There is some things that are happening under the surface that you may need to ferret out, and find out. I told you to keep him there. See, can you pick him up? Okay, there we go. Arr! We've had it, Sonny. Sorry.
He fell through the escape hatch.
Sorry, Sonny. We hate to manhandle you today, but...
So I think that Six of Pentacles seems to indicate like maybe some money situation through work, like maybe there's an unexpected
loss
on your paycheck, or somebody says, oh, well, I need to hit you up for this because, everybody's doing that, an office pull or something like that. I have
another thought. This could also indicate, it may not be personally towards you, Scott, but I think that maybe the finances aren't as good as they should be on the job right now. Maybe that is what you need to ferret out. How well is the company or the place you work doing right now during, COVID and what's going on? But I feel that the wheel is turning in a positive direction, I think, because it is in its proper aspect. And so, this may change. This may be changing for the better soon.
So it sounds like fluctuations at work that may have some either intrigue going on, some people positioning, some people taking things or trying to take things, ascendance up and down the leadership scale. And then there's this idea that maybe there's some financial loss going on there, and I'm thinking it's maybe more like of a taxes or deductions thing from the paycheck. I don't think this is like somebody saying, I'm sorry, Scott, but we got to cut $1 an hour off of your pay. I don't think it's that. I just think it's more of a mistake kind of thing, I guess is what I'm saying.
Okay. There's something up with money and budget and some concerns or like things that are being hidden or kept back, and that, maybe there'll be some gossip or word coming out about that.
But ultimately, it's going to pass, and maybe what will end up happening is basically those who say, hey, what about this, will be on the right side of it, because that's what it kind of looks like.
I sense things are changing. I think, but that may not happen this week. Maybe there'll be signs of that by the end of the week, that there will be things that look like they're getting better.
So we're going to pull the Lenormand and see what that tells us.
Well, here is a message for you. You might be glad to hear this. There's the Anchor. Well, maybe not. Let me just see. And there's you. And so what I'm thinking here is whatever is going on here is not going to affect you too much. Not too much more than you might already be affected. Because it looks like things are staying pretty stable and secure for you right now. That's kind of what it looks like. I'm hoping so, because you are looking right at that anchor.
This sort of coincides with Wheel of Fortune to me. This is telling me that maybe there's somebody there who's in a good position and they think you're an okay person, so they're looking out for you. But there is gossipy things happening around you. They're not going to affect you the same way. You're going to be aware of them, I think. And I guess that's what we have.
Yeah, so Sanel, you are, Sanel is up, right?
And then
Poetic Past, and we're done for the day. We're into a little bit of overtime, but that's okay.
So if you want to come more often, you don't remember our schedule, there it is. We're on Thursdays and Sundays. Thursdays 7 to 9 p.m., Sundays 2 to 4 p.m. And don't forget, we also have some other features during the week. I do that. The emotional exchanges, which talks about your romantic or emotional lives. And Banshee does the material matters, which was just on a couple of hours ago, Sunday morning. And we usually do those as premieres so that we can sit in the chat room and talk to whoever shows up to hang out, drink coffee, and whatever with us.
So what do you think about a Taurus-Pisces relationship, Mr. O?
Good for you. Stay away from conflict, Scott.
Yeah, absolutely, Scott. I saw that.
That's something I can't do, quite frankly.
I know. I know. But can I? No.
I guess we could start with a yes or no.
Well, I was asking what you think of Taurus and Pisces relationships, because
Taurus and Pisces relationships can work because it's kind of like making a big mud pie. Water and earth go together. They just mix it up, and that's that.
Be careful.
And if you think about it, that's us in a way too, because we both have a lot of earth in our chart, and I have the water, so we make a big mud pie too. And
but
then
I set it on fire.
You bake it.
I make clay or
Let's
whatever.
Let's do some baking, honey.
Okay, so let's see. Let's get to Sanal.
All right, Sanal. Will you?
I think this is a yes/no to start with. If we have to throw other cards, we'll see. And it's good to have that background. So you have a long distance friendship or relationship, a very deep connection. So, okay, let's see what we got.
So, Angel, I imagine that the Banshee here will just talk to you on Twitter, DM, and we'll figure out how to get that to you.
Yep.
Congratulations once again.
Oh, and Angel, it's ironic that you won that because it used to belong, the person who gave it to us and never used it was a librarian.
Yeah, my good friend Kitty at the library that I just left, and it's kind of funny because I have another good friend, Kitty. They're very similar, but they've never met each other, of course. And she loves the New Age stuff, and she's given me tarot decks before she buys them, and she looks at them maybe, and then she says, oh, she's not going to learn tarot cards, but she likes me reading them, and she likes fingering them, and she's acquisitions for that whole area in the library too, so she can talk to me about what kind of books to buy, and I usually tell her.
Well, it's leaning towards yes. However, what card do I get here? I get the, do you have the screen up? I get the 10 of Swords, and it is, there we go, that's fine. It is upright. So what does that mean in regards to will they get together? I think so, but there is, maybe there is something traumatic that has to happen or play out before this happens. So, I mean, maybe, how sometimes things have to look dark before the light comes through. And so I get that feeling with this relationship here. So maybe it's a matter of, just the waiting. The waiting seems agonizing at times, but you'll get through this and it's likely going to work out. But it's not going to be without this kind of problem.
I'm actually wondering if maybe this has happened, or this is somehow in the air between you two, like maybe this is a little bit a part of what is the foundation between you, that there is a shared, trauma or shared event like that. If not, then maybe it's more like what Banshee said, but I sort of get the feeling like it's already there between you two, and it is part of what connects you, and that the answer, as we said, is probably most likely yes.
And you know me, Mr. O, I'm going to throw a few cards to see if we get more insight on that 10 of Swords. Well, nothing is without pain in life, and nothing worth having is without going through a little suffering to get it, and that's just a part of life. Sometimes we have to go endure things to really achieve what we want, what we desire. And I get the feeling there's a little bit of that in this situation. So we're going to look at just a couple more cards. I'll cut them and you can pick them up. We'll cross the streams. And you can lay them out there this time, Mr. O, since there's no cat. Yeah. So to go with that Ten of Swords, we have the Lovers reversed. This is interesting. All right. High Priestess reversed.
Page of
Pentacles reversed. So I feel here that I'm getting something off the Lovers and the High Priestess, and I'm trying to fit the Page of Pentacles in. Could you go ahead and...
we're using this to kind of texture what was said before, and I guess some of this sort of seems karmic to me. Like I said before, that there is some strong forces that have you together. It may be things that maybe even go back to before you were born, i.e. maybe there is a karmic connection from another life. And I get the feeling like maybe you haven't totally realized that, of course. How can we always know about our past lives?
Or somebody hasn't. Right.
But it is part of what's going to be happening, is that what will continue to connect you is to be able to become cognizant of your deepest soul connections, realizing that there are things that are not totally unified, but that love is really there. It's mostly a matter of you resolving to persevere and to keep your focus on your relationship. You really have to try to put your relationship's focus in the key part of it.
Well, I really feel that with the Lovers and the High Priestess, you need to, you both are going to have to recognize and find that connection that you share. Maybe you realize something's there, but maybe one person doesn't quite feel it as strongly as the other. I get the feeling there is something that you feel is there that maybe the other person is still grappling with, and it needs to be addressed, because that it just looks like there's that slight imbalance here, and this is the reason that somebody has not found that deep a connection yet, and that's what needs to be worked on. I think that's the work.
And I think that that's why these came up for this card, the Ten of Swords, because once that's cleared, that sunlight, the starlight, whatever shines through will happen. But you have to address where the mutual pain is, or the mutual
disharmony
is.
Sorts. And find and seek to strengthen the things that, that really bond you together. Distance. I know it's difficult when you're at a distance too,
Certainly, yep. So we're going to throw a Lenormand or two for you. And don't go away, Poetic Past, if you're still there, because you're right next after this.
Yep, and that's it. Sorry we took a little longer here. Apologize.
Nothing confirming marriage per se. It does confirm that there is this relationship or this situation.
Well, I do have the tree, which the tree can be about growth or setting down roots. And then we have the fish.
So by way of thinking with those cards, yes, maybe something could say this could develop, that you could be led to each other. The fish is movement, and you could be led to each other eventually and grow, because you do have this connection. You just have to get through some of what the obstacles and the heart struggles are.
It may be a challenge, and it's not going to happen overnight. I can clearly see that. But I do feel there is the potential for growth here. Just have to keep working at it. And keep that connection, strong. As much as you can while you're at a distance from each other. And that's what we have for you, Sanel. I hope that helps.
And thanks again, or congratulations again for winning.
We'll be in touch.
So we hope to hear from you about that. And now,
Poetic Past, we're ready for your question.
And Poetic Past is our last reading of the day, and we want to thank everybody for the wonderful afternoon.
Yeah, what fun. And especially you guys who just came to watch, Patton and Merwin. That's really nice. We so appreciate you.
The fish is Pisces. Very good, Sonal. Very good. You're really good with picking out some of this stuff. You could probably do this too, couldn't you?
Absolutely.
You're very welcome. So go ahead, Poetic Past, and if you want a question answered or if you want a general reading, just indicate that to us.
Yeah, distance can be an issue, that's for sure.
General reading about the future, their future.
All right.
All right.
Well, I have the Golden Girls again. Why don't you
So let's
use
go ahead
it?
and do that.
All right. Round out the day. I like your name, Poetic Past. I dabble in poetry. So, yeah, I just dabble, really. But I've been having fun with it. I did a whole Journey of the Fool on Twitter in rhyme, which was a lot of fun. I think I have two more things to go. One is the World card, and then the Fool wraps up his journey.
Yeah, so if you're on Facebook, those are all on our TFT Tarot Facebook or Twitter. So here's what we got.
We have the Five of Swords, and it's reversed. We have the Two of Swords, and that is upright. And we have the Queen of Cups. So I don't know if this is relating to emotion, communication, fairness, because we have swords and we have cups. But I will say that the Five of Swords reversed kind of indicates that it's possible, speaking of poetic past, that maybe some wrong from the past or some unresolved conflict or something may be right itself in some way.
I don't know that it's necessarily very far in the past. It may be more recent than not.
Right.
I almost wonder if it's squabbling either in a workplace or in a shared situation. You may not be back at work or at work, but maybe you have another situation where people interface. And I get the feeling like maybe there's positioning by people to be in charge, maybe if that's appropriate. And I'm thinking you're the one, though, who's sitting there with some amount of control there, but not necessarily able to take it further. Like you're mostly monitoring or just taking stock of the situation. You're not really threatened.
I feel as though that card to me kind of indicates that, you know, there's this issue that might be resolved, but yet you're kind of unsure, you know, you're holding a steady balance here. You're like, okay, I kind of accept your apology, or I accept the fact that, you know, we're trying to resolve this, but I'm still not sure what to think of the whole thing or what moves I should actually make. It's kind of like you kind of stepping back and you're assessing the situation to see, you know, if you can really believe this is happening or not. And I think throughout this whole process, something that should be very key for you is controlling your emotions. You know, the Queen of Cups is somebody who is very nurturing. So on some level, it might serve you well that if somebody's trying to make amends or right something that was wronged or in some way maybe even return something that was stolen, you know, even in a metaphorical sense, you know, not necessarily a physical thing, that keeping your emotions in check and maybe being a little nurturing too, being a little bit accepting and try to be gracious to see where that would lead. But by all means, keep your guard up. You know, if you've been wrong, keep your guard up.
If somebody is coming to you to apologize or to try to explain things, just go with it. It doesn't hurt to at least, you know, give the perception that you relate or you understand that, because ultimately you may not have learned everything yet and you may still do that. But I think it's really is just saying that kindness is your best option at this point. Everybody makes mistakes. Somebody's going to have to forgive you or any of us eventually. So, you know.
So I don't know if this is relating to a family matter, a relationship.
Or
I mean, there's so
work
many ways, work, school, whatever the case may be. Something is
a Zoom meeting.
This almost seems very specific to me. So I hope this this resonated with you in some way, Poetic Past, and we're going to throw some Lenormand and see if we get any more information on this.
I bet Casey's still in the chat room.
Why would you say that?
Because he always stays to the bitter end, or he mostly
I don't know.
does.
We push it with KC because he's got to get some sleep. Or get on with his evening.
Oh, I think it's after 1 o'clock.
I don't even know. I don't even
He's
have a
mentioned it
clue.
before. I
my
think it's
goodness.
after 1 o'clock.
I know you have, yeah. Of course he says.
Well, that might have been that he's here, because remember, there might be
Yeah.
a little bit of a delay there. So, from Estonia.
So, let's take a look at this. So, look, it's like a letter or a communication could be involved in this situation. Somebody is going to communicate this to you. You know, which is really interesting because we have all these sword cards, and to me, swords are about air communication. Mm-hmm. And then we have the clover.
Oh, okay.
We have the clover. And so the clover is, this is going to be very fortunate or fateful to you, this happening. Whatever happens is going to seem like, wow, the timing of this could not be better.
So I'm thinking that if this was this recent little skirmish thing here that we said wasn't really very long in the past, the letter bringing luck, bringing news, maybe the news is maybe of a sort of vindication or a sort of resolvement, and maybe it's not a resolution. Right, it's a resolution coming to you. And so it's really about saying, just stand your ground a little bit. You don't have to make any dramatic moves if this situation is something edgy going on that we're talking about.
You know, because this is written, this could also be papers or contract of some sort as well. So keep that in mind. It could be something like that.
A job offer.
And it could be. I mean, this is something coming like literally at the right time for you.
All right.
So I really hope this made sense. Your first time here, and we didn't have an off reading with you, but that's what the cards have for you today.
If we never see you again, we know why.
That's what we have this late in the day, and I hope we touched on something for you there.
So it's only 11:20. It's 4:20 here.
Yeah, we still have daylight. I'm going to be heading outside to sit outside.
So we have a 7-hour difference from Casey.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, so we are
You're
done.
welcome.
And I mean,
Thank you, Poetic.
We had such a good time. You know what? We could just keep chatting here all day, but we're going to take off now and thank everybody again for joining us.
Congratulations once again to our winners of our drawings.
Our lottery.
Our lottery.
I hope that means I'm going to win the lottery today, Mr. O. And we will see you on Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and some of you back here on Sunday from 2 to 4 p.m. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.